Well, it's now Tuesday, the 15th of October. It's about, what time is it now? About 2:30. The parts still haven't turned up for that white one. I'm getting sick of looking at it on my lift. So today, as you can see down here, I've been messing about with Brake Master cylinders and clutch cylinders and all sorts of bits and pieces, and just rebuilding them because I didn't want to do anything too big. So I must have about 20 cylinders. They're all nice cylinders, they're all good inside, but I just want to show you something on this video. I'm not going to show you how to rebuild them because that's really easy. But there is something that you should know. You see, when you get a generic kit like this is for the Girling cylinders. The part number is STC 50090. Made in India, goodness gracious me. But if you happen to have an aftermarket master cylinder, these might not fit. What you're on about, Mike? Well, we put our caliper to 0. This is something me and JP were experimenting with a wear sleeve, but this is a genuine Girling one that we machined down and put a little sleeve on there trying to overcome friction, but well, it did work, but it was going to be messy. Can you see the two differences in the pistons? You see this one here, it's a bigger diameter and the seal kit won't fit, it's meant for this one. So let me shout out what the diameter is. It'll be probably in inches, but it's 8.6 for the smaller one, and this one is 12.15. Now that means that you could stretch the seal on, but you won't get it into the cylinder. Most frustrating, I must admit. But it's an easy mistake to make, and you'll start pushing the bloody things in. But it could be a cheap Chinese copy one. But I did notice there was some quite funny cylinders come out. Now I think this was out of TRW one. This is the later type, where they put the seal right at the very end rather than in the middle. Have I got one? But normally the seal, well, let's see, normally the piston's like that. See? So they've moved the seal backwards, and this is a lot better idea, and you can see there's a lot less friction on this edge here, and that's what we were trying to replicate years ago when we were messing about. But they put a seal there. Now, it did cross my mind, if we wanted to do that, we could use, not this one, we could machine that one down, we can still use that, but you've got to turn it down here. But I thought about, what about if you turned it down and put a slot here just with a simple O-ring? The reason is that the problem is that piston is so long and the seal is here, right? What's happening is, as you're pressing the clutch, it's tipping. Even though it's got a pivot in it, it tips ever so slightly in the bore, and that's what wears out the seal, because then you're pushing it down the bore, but because the seal's here, there's very little lubrication here. I always put a lot of red grease on them, but if there was an O-ring just about here, then it would keep that nice and steady and wear the O-ring, not the cylinder, because the cylinder's been aluminium. They just score with the steel going up and down. Listen, it's not good, is it? Could make it better, I suppose, but just that's one thing to watch for when you're doing cylinder repairs. You know, the difference in diameter. And I found, how many did I find? 1, 2, yeah. Out of all of them, I found 3 different ones. There you go. All these were too big, they wouldn't fit the seal. So, where do they go? Kaput. In fact, a lot of this stuff's going kaput. Because I've got so many brake parts, you know, cylinders and stuff like that. There's no point keeping them. I've got boxes of parts, but seeing I rebuilt all the cylinders, they're actually all down here. I get a big pile of them down here. As soon as I've done them, all the other parts go to scrap. There's no point keeping them. Alright, so that was just a quick one about clutch cylinders, and it's one to watch for. So get a kit. If you're going to get a kit, you can rebuild them, providing the cylinder's nice, but beware, if it's a generic aftermarket one and it's not marked Girling, where is it marked? Yeah, you see, look here. These are the original ones, the marked Girling. The cheapy jobby ones, like this one, it's not marked. So what I did is I took knackered bits out of the Girling one and put it into this one so I could use them. Things you have to do, eh? Take care.